What is up, folks? Welcome to the latest episode of the Maximum Member Highlight. I don't know what number this is, but I do know this is Jessica's day. Hello, Miss Jessica. How are you today?
Hi, I'm good.
Good. Well, Miss Jessica, let's just jump straight into this because is it safe to say, if I were accurately to describe you, does anybody ever really wonder what you're thinking?
No.
So you speak your mind pretty much all the time.
Yeah.
Is that why lots of people feel like you're very entertaining in the gym, possibly? Yeah, could be, huh?
A little bit.
Yeah, a little bit, huh? Well, I think, with me saying that, I think it is safe to say that what we're about to talk about is pretty remarkable because you've had a pretty incredible transition to who you are now versus when you started.
Yep.
So, do we have a before and after pic that we can show just right quick? Let's just jump straight into it because if I were to describe you, you'd be one of those people that when they check your ID, they look at your ID, then they look at you, then they look back at your ID, then look back at you again to double check just to make sure.
And if they don't, I make sure that they do. I'm like, hey, look at what I used to look like and what I look like now.
That's pretty remarkable. So, how did it start? Just take the stage here. How did it start?
The first 50 pounds I really lost just by changing my diet and kind of like saying, if I want this, I'm gonna sacrifice this pretty much.
Correct.
Like I'm gonna, instead of having like the bun and the desserts, like with my meal,
Correct.
I'm gonna have one or the other.
Gotcha.
And then that's how I started.
So, I guess I should have asked this right off the bat. How much weight have you lost?
150 pounds.
150 pounds. Now I'm having to think. Let me think right quick. We've been open since 2004, and I think I can think of one man that's lost over 150 pounds. That is absolutely remarkable. I didn't know it was that much, honestly. I knew it was 100,
Yeah.
but that's taking it to another level. At what point, though, did you say, enough's enough? I'm sick of this. Talk about when, where. Do you know specifics of?
Really, like, I got over 300 pounds, and honestly, before that, I told myself I would never get to that. I was like, if I ever get, that big, that'll be where I draw the line. And so I pretty much did. I was just tired of being tired and tired of being big.
Tired of being tired. That is an amazing statement that I haven't heard it put like that before. So when did you start? So from right now today, from the starting point, what is the time frame on that 150 pounds?
Altogether, I'd probably say about 3.5 years.
That's good. That's really good. So let's do the math there. So 3.5 years, let's just do the math. Let's just say there's 50 weeks in a year. Obviously, I know there's not. But I'm just saying that's a pretty good 50 pounds a year. That's pretty remarkable. A pound a week. That is. I always tell people, I was like, don't try to lose weight too fast. Do it consistently. Yeah. So what were some immediate changes that you made 3 years ago that made the biggest impact on the way that you felt, looked, etc.?
Well, I noticed that I was just changing my eating habits, and like I was already starting to feel better, like after the first 50 pounds. And then I also want to say that I did that, I say on my own, but I had weight loss surgery in December of 2018. So I'm almost 2 years out from that. And that's how I lost the other 100 pounds.
Nice.
But the surgery is not a cure-all. You have to work.
Correct.
You don't just have the surgery and lose the weight.
Correct.
That's not how that works.
Correct.
So it was just like I've had more energy ever since, just the beginning.
Yeah.
Like I could tell a difference almost immediately when I started losing the weight. But right after I had the surgery is when it really started to fall off, and I could tell a difference in just everything.
Correct. Well, what's odd about that is that no pun intended here, but it's like the extra weight weighs on you, and it's like a energy drainer, I guess you could say. So you've got, correct me if I'm wrong, stop me at any point. You got a husband, kids, job, et cetera, hobbies, all this other stuff. How do you fit it into your chaotic life?
I'm constantly going.
Yeah.
Constantly.
Yeah.
Like I don't ever sit down. Like the only time that I rest is when I'm asleep.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm going all the time, but I like it that way.
Yeah.
I think I like it that way.
Well, I think one of the things deals too is that, you know, if you've noticed that people, and this happens at any age, but if you notice, especially people that retire, when they stop doing stuff, it's when their body and their health, mental, emotional, physical health takes a drastic decline down. And I think that happens at any age for that matter. Obviously, youth helps a little bit, being younger as opposed to a retired age, whatnot. But I think you moving all the time is another reason that you have energy, because your body's used to moving. If you just sit around all the time, next thing you know, you feel sleepy.
Well, I don't know what to do when I'm just sitting. Like, and I will get tired if I sit still.
Yeah.
I think that's part of the reason why
Isn't that crazy?
I'm just constantly
Isn't that
going.
crazy? Isn't that crazy? So
Yeah.
does your energy level have anything to do with this cup that you've brought with you today? What about this koozie here? Is it?
Yes,
Yes and no.
maybe.
Is this a perfect description of basically your personality then in a koozie?
Yeah, I'm doing about one of these at least a day.
Yeah.
But today I've had some pre-workouts. So
Oh. So just so you know, just so everybody knows, Miss Jessica's just finished working out. She pushed through. You had a PR, right? What was
I did.
Tell us about that. Tell us a little bit about that.
I did deadlift, but I did deficit today. So I had a PR in that.
So explain, a PR is a personal record, but like you improve a lift or whatever. So what was would you care to share, or is that something you'd like to?
I don't remember my PR like before.
Yeah.
But today it was 145 with a deficit is pretty good.
Man, that's incredible.
Yeah.
That's incredible. Wow. But you know what's ironic about what you just said though is that there's a huge misconception in a gym about a way a woman looks and how it's associated with weight training. Most people think that, hey, I just need to get on the elliptical, I just need to get on the treadmill, blah blah blah. And one of the questions I always ask is like, let me ask you, and I mean when I say just in general, do you think that these people on TV and all these fitness people in the magazines and whatnot, do you think that they're just doing cardio?
No.
They are deadlifting, they're squatting. So
Yeah.
would that be accurate on your type of workout, what you're doing?
Yeah, because I definitely do more. I do more weight training now than I ever have.
Yeah.
Like I used to come in and be, cardio,
Yeah.
but which I like. I like cardio.
Yeah.
But no, now it's all weights, and I love it.
Yeah, makes you feel stronger. Makes you feel stronger
Yeah.
all around, not just physically, but mentally, emotionally. So let's talk about food. How do you plan out your day, week, etc. when it comes to food?
I don't.
You don't really?
No.
Really? That's interesting. It's interesting. So do you limit your calories, or do you just is it like what you said at the beginning where you had the bun or the dessert? Is that kind of?
Well, that was before. So now it's different because I'm limited on like how many carbs I can have in a day, and I'm just now, even 2 years out, trying to get used to, good carbs and bad carbs.
Yeah.
And like I knew the difference before, but now I'm like, okay, so because I eat a lot more bananas than I used to, and bananas
Interesting.
are good.
Interesting.
That's something good.
Correct.
But, a lot of people are like, it's high in sugar, high in carbs, but it's good. It's something good. That's like peanut butter. I can tear some peanut butter up. Love peanut butter.
Let me tell you something. I have to get, and I said this in one of my other videos, I'm probably going to be repeating myself here, like I have to get the small, low-fat Jif, because if I get the big one,
I can't do low fat.
man, I'm telling you what, I will tear it. It's just peanut butter in general. I just love peanut butter.
Yeah,
So.
I love it. But yeah, Danny says it's a superfood. So.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. But too, going back to the banana comment too.
Yeah.
The bananas are one of those things. If you're gonna pick a sugar, fruit sugar would be my pick.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like bananas and apples, because there was, for so long I wouldn't eat fruits.
Correct.
For that reason.
Correct.
Just because of the sugar. But
Correct.
it's good. Especially if you're working. If I'm moving, I need that.
Correct. Well, it's one of the simple sugars that doesn't react like a simple sugar. That's the one unique thing about fructose, fruit sugar, is that your body reacts a little bit different because it's a natural substance as opposed to the sugar that most people intake. So, what about water? How big of an impact is water on what you're doing and what you've done?
Starting out, I was drinking a lot more. I'm supposed to be drinking a lot more, but I really don't.
Danny.
I really don't. But yeah, I mean, like I drink these a lot. I drink these drinks a lot.
Yeah.
But I mean, these drinks are not just about like, they have collagen and all kinds of things in them, but they give me extra energy.
Yeah.
But if I do drink water, it usually has to have some kind of flavoring in it.
Yeah, you struggle with it, huh?
I do.
There are some people that do that. They do struggle with it, so you have to get creative with it. I was very fortunate. I can just drink water plain Jane out of the tap. I don't have to have ice. I joke with my kids about that.
But no, it's got to be cold. If I'm not drinking, it's got to be like dang near frozen for me to drink.
Well, that's so funny. I guess both of my kids are like it. I give them a hard time because it's my wife. My wife is, can you put some ice in that or whatever? And I'm like, oh my gosh, can y'all please? Daddy, it doesn't taste good without ice. I'm like, this just changes it,
Right.
So I'd give you a hard time too if you were there. So. Not to just single them out, right? All right, so biggest challenge for you through this process, this 3-year challenge. What was the biggest challenge for you, and how did you overcome that challenge?
I'd probably have to say a lot of mental, like when you get a mental block,
yes,
it's hard to move past that sometimes. Because physically I can say that I'm strong, but if I have, a lot going on mentally,
correct,
it just, it throws me off.
Well, you have to, I think it's one of these deals where it's with anything, whether it be your work, whether it be your working out, whether it be any aspect of your life, you having to fight yourself, because that's what it comes down to.
Most definitely. Yeah.
You have to figure out a way to motivate yourself. So speaking of that, what motivates you now versus obviously in the past you just wanted to be healthier?
These gains.
Gains. I like that.
These gains.
Gains. I like that. Well, that's good. When you're able to lift more weight and you're able to feel good and you're able to do all the things you're doing, that's what it's all about. It's funny how your goals change from when you start 1 year, second year, third year. It's crazy.
Yeah.
So what was your goal? Let's say your first year, if you can take yourself back that far. What was your goal your first year of getting in the gym?
When I started training. At that time, I really didn't have a goal. I just knew that I wanted to be better.
Yeah.
Than I was then.
Yeah.
And stronger.
Yeah.
And I am.
That's awesome. Hope this is okay to ask you about this. Before we started this video, she made a funny little comment. You're like, "Wow, I actually have collarbones." Think about that. Have you ever been in a situation where you didn't have them before, now you did? You're like, "Wow, I have collarbones." That is a first since June the 3rd, 2004. Never heard anybody say that before, so that's a first. But it shows progress. That's why I wear these
shirts, because I cut into a regular shirt.
Collarbones cut, huh?
Yep.
That's awesome. All right, so do you have a workout or a fitness goal now that you're trying to get to?
Stronger.
Just stronger. Simple as that. So tell me. So speaking of getting stronger, tell me about this personal trainer guy, Danny. Tell me a little bit about him.
He's an all right guy. Yeah, he's all right.
Y'all have some, not that I'm eavesdropping, but I guess I kind of am. But y'all have some interesting conversations on how y'all talk to each other while you're working out.
We do.
PG.
Yeah. Yes.
I caught you, right?
Yeah. Well, I already told you it was going to be your fault.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's got to be fun though.
Yeah.
And not only is Danny my trainer, he's my friend.
Yeah.
And when I come to the gym and I train, I get to talk to him and do my training, and so it's kind of like I get gym therapy and I get
Yeah.
You know, I get the
Yeah.
weights, I get everything.
Yeah, it's
so
cool.
it's just, you know, sometimes I walk in, I'm just like, that's
Yeah.
the gym, you know,
Yeah,
like
correct.
I can breathe.
Correct.
You know what I mean? And
That's
it's stress relief.
It's a wonderful, wonderful feeling. And
Yeah.
there's lots of people that come in this gym that I've said one of the things over the years is one of the many people I've had that worked here is I was like, you have to know when a person walks in the gym, you have to know whether they want to have a conversation
Yeah.
or they're just coming in here so they don't kill somebody. They want to come in
Yeah.
here, work out, and leave. They don't want to talk because you have to know the difference in that. And, yeah, dang it. Cliff's just messing up our time here. Phone calls. Golly, Bill, I'm gonna call Cliff out on this one, right? But yeah, you have to know that person, right? And so there are a lot of people that are in your situation. Is like it's a total. It's not just a physical. It's a
Yeah.
mental and emotional therapy too, because
Absolutely.
it gives you a chance to get away from the chaos of life. So
Yeah.
that is, I couldn't have said that any better when you said it's just like, I'm here, right? So describe how you feel now versus before you even started this process of 150 pounds. What short phrase would you use?
How I feel now, just better.
Better. That's an excellent word.
Better.
One word response sums it up. It's
Yep.
awesome. How do you sleep now versus then?
Well, that really depends, but that is, you know, that doesn't have anything really to do with working out. That's just at life.
Yeah, correct. Life sometimes your brain gets going and gets to turning, and I'm rarely like that. When I am, I'm like, what's wrong with me? Why can't I go to
Yeah.
sleep? You know, I'm normally a good
Sometimes
sleeper.
I have trouble shutting it down.
Yeah.
Yeah, and just being like, all right, we got to go to sleep.
Yeah,
Because we got to get up and do this again in the morning.
that's right.
And,
That's right. Well, my
Yeah.
mom is interesting. My mom has a notepad and she uses a pencil because if she has something on her mind, if she can't get it down on that piece of paper, she writes it down and puts it on her nightstand there. That way she can go to sleep. When she started doing that, she'd go to sleep. I'm like, really? I'm like, that is interesting. But she goes, I know I won't forget it tomorrow morning when I wake up if I write it down.
Well,
So
I'd have to have a notebook.
yeah. when you wake up now versus before, how much better or how different is it the way that you feel when you wake up now versus
Oh,
before?
I'm able to just like get up and go.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
That extra weight isn't weighing you down.
Because I remember before, just I would sit up and just sit there.
Yeah.
And be
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
not like that anymore.
It's amazing. What I want you to do when I post this video, I want you to post some before and after pictures because you sent me a couple. Cliff, I've got them here for us, but I want you to post some because you have one of the more dramatic before and afters of anybody I've ever seen. It's pretty remarkable. So, what about how much more confident are you in yourself now versus before?
Very. Like, here lately, I've gotten more confident. I don't know why. It just kind of clicked, and now I'm just like.
Well, it's because I one of the things that I've seen over the years is when a person takes more time for themselves, right? You let yourself know that you care about you, if that makes sense. I hope I didn't get my tongue tangled there, but what I'm saying is like it builds confidence because you've been disciplined enough to do it.
Yeah.
You know, the discipline to come in and work out and the discipline to come in and do all the things you need to do outside of the gym as well. It is an automatic confidence builder. So when a person is not disciplined enough, that means that they don't think enough of themselves to do it, and
Right.
therefore they don't think
And
as
that's
much.
what I was going to say. Like, if you can't be better for yourself, you can't be better for anybody else.
That's exactly right. Analogy I heard the other day that nail on the head. You've been on an airplane, the oxygen mask fall, right? They tell you first to put yours on so that you can better assist someone else, right? It's the exact same thing with fitness and taking care of yourself because you're better for everybody else around you when you're better.
Exactly.
So that's motivation enough in itself. So
Yeah, because a lot of people are like, "Oh, you do this for your kids?" Yes,
Yes.
I did it for my kids, but I did
Correct.
it for me because if I'm not good, I'm not good for my kids. I'm not good for
exactly-
my husband.
that's right.
I'm not good for my
That's right.
friends.
yeah, so you're good, so you can take him stuff that he needs right now, right? He's blowing up your phone.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah.
Well, by the way, just FYI, folks, these Mango Bango Bangs are fantastic. Cliff, these are your favorites, right? No, you don't like them? Cliff's got one of these pear ones. He's a pear guy, I guess. Anyway,
The birthday cake one.
So, don't try the birthday cake. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna get Cliff involved in this conversation, right? So, what's your favorite exercise? Sounds like a deadlift.
Yeah, it would have to be. I don't know. I've liked been liking bench press. Too.
Really
Mm-hmm.
interesting. You're the first female
Yeah.
that has said that in a long time. Interesting.
Yeah.
Wow. So, I think you've already answered this, but I'm gonna ask you anyway. So you used to be a cardio girl, now you're a weight training girl.
Yeah.
You're weight training? Isn't it? It's crazy the transition, right?
Mm.
So what do you do on your days off, days that you don't come in the gym? What's your go-to?
Gosh, I don't ever feel like I have any free time.
You have kids, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I recently started working, so that takes a lot of my time. Like, even it takes some of my time away from here, but I'm still being active.
Correct.
So it's not,
You're still moving.
Yeah,
you're not just sitting
I'm
around.
still getting my training in. So,
That's good. That's good.
Just working and taking care of
Everybody. There you go. That's good.
Everybody.
That's a good thing.
Yeah.
So, well, I think one of the things too that you have done, and this works, and I've seen this over the years as well, is that you schedule with Danny for your personal training. You automatically create value in that because number one, you're paying for it, but number two, you're showing up for it. That's the main thing. Is that it's one of those things that there's going to be days, maybe like today, where you were tired, you didn't come in, or something happened, and you're like, oh, I've got to be here, I've got to do this, I've got to schedule with them. I have to be there at this time. So if you just depend on yourself to do that, you might slack off. But training with Danny, training with Danny is a huge. That's one thing that I've always suggested. If you're struggling with stuff, is to get a personal trainer. That's it's the one thing that you can do when you keep a schedule and you pay for it. It makes all the difference in the world. So just schedule with a personal trainer if you're struggling with that. So
well, I mean, Danny's pretty great too because he knows that I push myself.
Correct.
And so he pushes me too.
That's awesome.
And so, he knows how hard I am on myself, but he like kind of balances it, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like it's not too much. He's
Correct.
he's just awesome.
He's good. He's definitely good. No doubt about that. He's strong too.
Yeah, he
I mean,
is.
that 135 deadlift is incredible, right? Just kidding, Danny. Just kidding. I know it's more than that. I know it's more than that.
I can do more than that.
You can pick up a house. Anyway, all right. So I got 3 questions for you. These are non-fitness related. These have nothing to do with fitness, and this is probably my outside of just hey, great job, because that's what this is all about, is highlighting you. And 150 pounds is absolutely amazing, but it's also we want to inspire somebody to take the next step to better themselves. So hopefully these interviews will inspire somebody else. But it's also be like, hey, great job. It's incredible. So. But these have nothing to do with fitness. These questions here. So, if you could have dinner with anyone alive today, who would that be and why?
Wow. Gosh. You didn't know. You didn't tell me you were going to hit me with a hard question.
Oh, that ain't a hard one. You can answer that.
Oh.
Cliff's whispering, me. Yes. Now, why would you pick, just out on a side note, why would you pick Samuel L. Jackson?
Come on now. If my mouth don't say it, my face will.
Yes, definitely. No, all jokes aside, though, is there somebody that you would?
I really don't know because there's so many people.
It's all good. We'll come back to that. Next question. This might be a little bit easier. All right. You, Jessica, are a WWE superstar. Is it Vince McMahon? Yeah, Vince McMahon. I was about to say Vince Vaughn. Vince McMahon has you.
Wrong Vince.
Yeah, wrong Vince. Has you as the champion contender. You're about to go out, right?
Well, yeah.
Jam-packed arena. All right. What song are you running out to?
Oh
I can't wait to hear this.
That's so hard too because, gosh,
Maybe one of the metal songs that's playing right now in the gym.
I don't know. I don't know.
Somebody asked me that the other day, and that's the reason I thought I'm gonna ask Jessica that.
It's like,
Yeah.
oh God, oh,
You know the song I picked?
what?
All I do is win. They're like, oh my gosh, Matt, oh my gosh.
I'm trying to think of a song that, like, you know, gets me pumped, which that's really hard because there are so many, like, I like so much different stuff.
Yeah. So
Gosh, I don't know.
wow. I'll let you put it in the
That's
comments. I'll let you put it in the
crazy.
comments.
Yeah,
Wow, there's so
yeah,
many,
you'll
right?
have to let me.
All right, so this should be a little easier, maybe. If you could sum up your personality with a quote unquote weekend beverage, what would it be?
We,
Cliff Mike can give you some hints
are
on
we
that too.
talking about, like,
It's your choice. It's your choice. When you let your hair down on the weekend, what is your beverage?
yeah, all of it. Yeah, all of it that I have.
What is
when
your
I let
choice?
my hair down.
Yeah.
Like adult beverages.
Yeah,
I'd
yeah.
have to say, like, you know, pina colada.
You're a pina colada type lady.
Yes,
All right.
I'm like fruity.
You're fruity.
Yeah.
So you're like Cliff, right?
I didn't say that. Yeah,
Fruity.
like,
Fruity's good. Fruity's good.
Yeah, like peach daiquiri, pina colada,
I love
fruity.
daiquiris.
Oh, I do too.
Love daiquiris. They're good. Well, good. Well, Miss Jessica, thank you very much for coming in here, sitting with us, and having fun. I know we always have fun when you come in the gym and whatnot. But if you are out there in Facebook land and you would like to sit where Miss Jessica is sitting right now, send me a message below because we want to hear your story just like we've heard hers. Because the bottom line is this is all about saying, hey, Jessica, great job, like I said before. But we want to inspire somebody to take the next step. Take the next step to coming in here and bettering themselves, bettering their family. When you're better, your family's better, right? So send me a message below. I would love to hear from you, and we'll schedule a time for you to come in and sit on the mic with Matt. Miss Jessica, I appreciate it. I appreciate your time. I appreciate you coming in. And, folks, that right there is officially a wrap. Have a good day. So I'm told this is called an end card. This is where I'm supposed to get you to like and subscribe and comment and share and all that good stuff. And can you put a donate button on? I mean, if you want to donate money, just start pushing buttons. I'm good. Either way, I'm okay. If you don't know what all that means, I got nothing for you.